Hello, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 7 of Aussie Cluff, our bid to return Nottingham Forest to the top of European football. Since our last episode, you can see, all green, things are beginning to look really good for promotion this year. After the last episode, where of course we went through in the FA Cup against Coventry, we played MK Dons, who were second in the league, and this was our best performance so far as a Nottingham Forest manager. We ran absolutely rampant. The only thing that gave this score took the sheen off it is you can see in the last 10 minutes, we just got a little bit sloppy. 2 goals in a minute, which was extremely disappointing. But Connor Egan, who's come in and done quite well for us, as you'll see, Louis Mars with 2, James Tilley with 2, Z-Law with a 6th. It was absolutely stunning. I almost wish that we'd shown that. Well, I do wish we'd shown that instead of Charlton, to be honest, because it was unbelievable. Goals of the month. Some of the goals we scored, incredible. Then we hosted Wigan, who are up there in the league as well. You can see it was a Louis Mars winner for us. We were the better team of 2 good teams, to be fair. It was a really good win in that sense because Wigan weren't terrible, and we did manage to just come out on top. Then we went away to Shrewsbury. I'm never sure how you're supposed to pronounce this one. You can see Connor Egan again, 64th minute winner. We had a tough time breaking them down, but we did deserve to win. We were the better team. They just put up a pretty good defensive performance against us. So again, another solid 3 points. Then we hosted Sunderland. This was a poor first half. We really didn't play well. We brought Z-Law on at halftime, and to be honest, he changed the match. We were much better in the second half. You can see Connor Egan again and Louis Mars, the duo we have had playing up top. Again, just a really solid win against a good Sunderland team. So if we look at what that's done to the league table, you can see we are starting to really kick clear now, which is really good. 54 points. We are 8 points ahead of MK Dons now, and things are starting to look good for promotion. So this episode is going to be Burton at home in the league, and then Rotherham away in the FA Cup. Rotherham are sort of 18th or so in the Championship, so I think that'll be a good guide to see how we're looking ahead of next season. But like I say, all those goals that were from in between episodes there, goals of the month at the end of the episode, definitely worth checking out. But the team that we are going with against Burton, you can see it's Ollie Day in goal. It's Davidson, it's Mitchell, it's Sutar across the back. It's Holmes Dennis, and it's De Silva Lopez down one wing, or down both wings. Mason, and we're going to give Matty James a game. Bobby Mack, just a little bit tired, so we're going to give him a rest here and getting him back in for the FA Cup. It's Tilley in behind Louis Mars and Callum Mosley, who's back from his dislocated jaw. So it'll be good to see him back up top. But Connor Egan, I think, can consider himself a little bit unlucky because he has done really well for us. All right, so we can see Burton lining up in a 5-3-2, very similar to us, slightly more defensive in midfield. Well, Mario says pick up where we left off. We're in a good run. Go out there and impress me. We'll go with that. I think that should work. Some old calm, we have faiths. And let's go. So a little bit of housekeeping as well in terms of contracts. Obviously, are we in January yet? We're very close to January if we're not actually in January yet. So a couple of bits of housekeeping. Obviously, contracts are coming up. So James Tilley, who did want to leave, his contract was up. He signed a new deal, which is fantastic. Liam Mason as well. I don't think his contract was up, but we've extended him more long-term. So we've got him wrapped up now, which is good. The main concerns we have in contracts is that it doesn't... Who wasn't staying? Forget now. It slipped my mind. But there's a few guys... I want to say Holmes Dennis, maybe. They were not too concerned if we lose him, because I think we can get better left-backs for the Championship, which it does look as though we're going up now. But yeah, so it's good to have, especially Tilley, who did previously want to leave. There it's a good ball for Callum Mosley. Go on, Callum! Oh, he's put it just wide of the post. That would have been a really good goal. Playing in the snow, it looks like, too, which is interesting. I've got a few, what do you call it, irons in the fire in terms of January signings as well. There's a ball coming in for Davidson off the crossbar. Can we knock in a rebound? We can't. So a few irons in the fire. We'll probably, that'll be more next episode, I think, that we'll see more of the transfer window. But I've gone through and I'm scouting a lot of Premier League under-23 teams, just looking for players who are unhappy, players who are transfer listed, things like that, seeing if we can get them out of their clubs. We're having a hard time, I think, to do it this particular window. Just being that we are still a League 1 club. But I think in the summer we could have a little bit more success with things like that as well. Now, as you can see, I haven't given them too much encouragement. Just basically told them they're not good enough because I don't feel like that was a particularly good performance. Just that one chance for Callum Mosley, wasn't it, in the Davidson header. But we need to do a little bit better here. So let's hope we can do that. Burton, they have just changed their manager, and they are about 10th or so in the league. So they're just outside the playoffs. Given that it's at home, though, and our sort of run of form we've been on, it's a game that I would really like to think we could win, though. Matty James is letting us down again. His contract is up at the end of the season as well, and I'm thinking I don't think we're going to renew him. He is club captain, and he's doing okay in that sense, sort of having him talk to players and things like that. But yeah, he's just not performing on the field, and he's on a chunk of money as well. Let's give it a push forward. We're just not quite creating anything. You can see Tilly's playing well, but nobody else really is. Now let's not go and concede from a corner, please. Can we get this clear? We can. Can Tilly get onto it now? Might be a counter-attack chance here. Go on, Tilly. Go on, Tilly. Well, Callum? You got to make a better run than that, mate. But look at the man in the middle, James Tilly. Can he find Louis Mars? He can. Louis Mars, go! A stunning counter-attack. James Tilly's almost on the length of the field there. Callum Mosley didn't make the best run, but the ball that made up for it, didn't it? And then Tilly onwards again to Louis Mars, who is in quite a run of goal-scoring form, to be honest. I thought we were going to struggle without Callum Mosley, but yeah, between Mars and Egan, or Egan, I'm not quite sure how you would pronounce that. Yeah, they did really well for us, knocking in some goals. So let me know what you think, or where you think we can pick up for next season. I'm thinking we have most of our defences on loan, and Harry is called in for it's over the top. And Harry Suter has a release clause, so ball comes back in. No, still not there. So defence, I think, is going to be something we're going to have to build on. I had a sneaky big Callum Mosley goal! We'll talk about transfers in a second, but let's just take a moment. We are getting into gear now, aren't we? Slow start in the first half, but De Silva Lopez, nice ball to the back post. Callum Mosley makes no mistake. That's what he does. He just taps in those balls over to the back post. So that's 2-0, and that should be enough now to get us through. We might even look, if we can just get through this highlight that I can see, you might even look at resting Liam Mason here for the FA Cup. I'm really, really keen to see how far we can go in this, and I think playing a championship club away from home as well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a really good test for us. So I'd like to try and have our best team available for us, available for that, I should say. But I did make a sneaky bid, I was saying, before that goal for Matty Davidson. There's another ball in for Louis Mars. Well, I'm just going to give up talking about this bid that we had. It was for Matty Davidson from Middlesbrough on a permanent deal, and they want $30 million for him. So obviously it's out of our range, but look at that cross. Bit static in defence, and Louis Mars just taps it in beautifully. Excellent, excellent stuff. All right, so 3-0, I think we can definitely look to rest players for this FA Cup game. Do we bring Bobby Mack on? He should be good for just 20 minutes. That should be fine. We'll bring Bobby Mack on, and what we might look at doing is just switching him over with Matty James. I think Matty James can play there. That's fine. Mirko Toth, we'll bring him on as well. I need to make sure we're playing him. He's, of course, the League One Stemenkovic, but he's not training into the position as much as I would have liked. So I'm trying to just give him some match time. He's a little bit complaining about not playing enough as well. So I'm just trying to make sure that we keep him happy, because I think there is a decent player in there for us. We just need to make sure that we keep him happy. Holmes Dennis is looking a little tired as well. We can always play De Silva Lopez over on the left, and I'm actually beginning to prefer him. Holmes Dennis is really solid, but I just think De Silva is just a little bit better maybe. That's a bit of a nasty tackle, wasn't it? Oh, he's off. Callum Mosley, just too quick for him, wasn't it? Just knocked it past him, and there was no coming back from that. So can we cap off this with a sneaky fourth? Tilly crossfield ball. What a pass for Mirko Toth. He just hasn't controlled it there. It's disappointing. I do have faith in him. We are playing him out of position right now, so it's a little bit frustrating. But remember, at Villa we had the same problem with Hans Daly, didn't we? Just getting him trained as a left wing back, and then in the end we ended up playing him as a winger anyway, and he did quite well. But is the highlight just going to peter out for us? We're getting towards the end of the stoppage time here. Oh, Bobby Mack, good tackle, son. Ryan Mitchell out for Tilly, over the top, not quite there. I think this is going to be it, but we might get a sneaky fourth. Tilly out for Toth. Come on, no, that's it. Well, that's a very good, solid win. 3-0 at home, job done, 15 shots. We really deserve that. You can see that we are just in gear now in terms of the league, and I don't want to say we're walking towards promotion, but I mean, we're not really sweating that much, are we? So there we go. Still the 8 points clear of MK Dons. Colchester's up there now, but you can see it's 11 points out of before we get sort of in trouble in terms of not making automatic promotion. So things are looking good. We've paid 45 grand for Louis Mars. That's fine. So wait right there. We'll be back for our biggest test of the season so far. Rotherham away. Okay, welcome back. It's Rotherham in the FA Cup away from home against the Championship club. This will be a good test. We can see the team we're going with, it's more or less the same. It's Ollie Day in goal, Davidson, Mitchell, Suter across the back. We're switching to Silva Lopez to the left to bring in Joku in on the right. Bobby Mack comes back in to join Mason in midfield with Tilly, Mars and Mosley. This could well be the Nottingham Forest version of the Holy Trinity. So we can see that Rotherham, they're playing a 4-4-2. So let's see what we can do here. Expected to prove a point. We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. That seems to be working right now for us. So we'll continue with that. Apparently a win today and we break the club record for most consecutive wins at 8. So that's something to work towards, isn't it? Okay, here we go against Championship Rotherham. I'm really, really keen to see how we go here. It's it's a good test to see what where we stand for next year with the sort of the club or the team that we have right now. Obviously, we're going to look to improve things both this upcoming month here in January. A decent ball up top. Tilly flicks it on for Mars. Oh, Louis Mars. That would have been a dream start. Like I was saying, we're obviously going to look to improve things both in January that we are now in, as well as over the summer. But it's sort of good to get a baseline, I guess, of where we're sort of currently standing. I'm hoping we could be able to get Callum Mosley back on loan for next year. I wouldn't mind bringing Zelaw back in either. He's proving to be really, really good to interchange. Mars, oh, not quite. He's proving a really good interchange with Tilly. So more than happy to have him back in there again. Let's wait to see what happens with this highlight. Mason knocks it in for Davidson. Too many men there for him. Tilly retrieves it. Can Tilly put his foot through one? He finds Suter. Suter, good ball for Mars. Back for Tilly. Back over the top for Louis Mars. Can he get to that? He can. Decent cross in. Too close to the keeper, though. There's a few sort of Premier League unwanted players that I'm looking at. Defender from West Ham. And they're just either a little bit too expensive for us right now, or they're not interested because I think we're a League One club and they don't really have an interest in coming down to us. I think if we get promoted, a decent run from Callum Mosley. It's come back out for Tilly. I think if we get promoted, then they're the sort of players that we can maybe look to attract. Decent ball for Njoku again. Just headed away. We're looking really good against a Championship club here. Tilly out wide for De Silva Lopez. Can he get across in? We don't really have the high power. We don't really have the height, but with Callum in attendance, you don't need it because he just does not miss, does he? Decent ball into the near post. Callum with a really good run and just tucks it in. That's a really good goal. So that's 1-0 away from home to a Championship club, albeit a Championship club that's struggling, so we don't want to get too excited. But yeah, that's a good start. That's not a good defence. Oh, we got away with one a little bit there. Just clocked off, it looks like. Ball over the top. We were a little bit too slow to react. The one thing we don't have in defence is loads of pace. I'd actually be interested. Tyrone Mings, I think, went off to... Was it Bristol City? He went to another Premier League club for quite a lot of money, so he's going to be on a longer-term contract. But I wouldn't mind someone like that that's really pacey. I mean, Mings is just a beast in the air as well. He was one of our better signings at Villa, I think. But someone just to play in the centre of defence to protect us with the ball over the top like that. But let's see if we can add a second here. Mason with the ball back to Njoku. First time cross. It's a little... Oh, I thought he was going to put that in his own goal then. It's come out to Distil. Is that a penalty? If it's not a penalty, it's a dive, but it is a penalty. James Tilley, he doesn't usually miss, but he doesn't look convincing. So I am very nervous with Tilley taking our penalties. But if it's in the back of the net, it works. Go on, Tilley. Oh! It's the 10th goal for Tilley. That's actually one of his better penalties. He's sort of, still straight at the keeper, though. As I said, he scores, generally, he does score the penalties, but he doesn't fill you with confidence. But that's 2-0 up before half-time against the Championship club. This is looking good. We're actually dominating the game too, aren't we? Which is promising, as I said. Villa, the Boobs, got them one up against Mansfield. We should actually go and we'll check on Villa at the end of this transfer window. So next episode, we'll go and have a look at see how Villa's going, just to see. We left them in obviously a really good place. What do we want to do? Do we want to tell them don't let your performance levels drop? Let's maybe say that assertively. Everybody looks pretty motivated, so we'll just get back out there, I think. What we might look at doing, given that Callum Mosley's on a booking, if we can get to sort of 65, 70 minutes with a 2-goal lead, we might look at just taking him off. Mars isn't having his best game. We might, again, look at resting Tilley and bringing Zelaw on. He's more than capable off the bench. We could also rest Mason. I put Lewis Brunt on the bench, who's quite a good deep-lying playmaker. So we have that option as well. And, of course, Toth. So we're getting towards that point, aren't we? 65 minutes. I think I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if we just didn't have that yellow card on the field. So we'll bring Egan on. And like I say, you could see from in between episodes there, he has been scoring consistently for us. So he's doing the job. They're not losing much. He's no Callum Mosley, but we're not going to lose too much. Mason's looking a little bit tired as well. Like I say, Brunt in this deep-lying playmaker role is very good, certainly at this level. So we don't have too many qualms about bringing him on. Gives us one more sub. It's going to be Zelaw for Tilley. Tilley's looking a little tired. He's had another cracking game. Really happy. I thought we were going to lose him for nothing too, because his contract was up at the end of the year. But he decided he wanted to stay. And as soon as he said that, we threw a contract under his nose, and thankfully he signed it for us. So there we go. Zelaw knocks it in down to Connor Egan for Mars. Oh, straight at the goalkeeper. That was a nicely worked free kick, wasn't it? Let's give them a concentrate here with just the 5 minutes to go. And again, we've got to remember this is a championship club, albeit sort of bottom half of the table one. Oh, it's a decent tackle. Mitchell's starting to come good for us as well. He took a little time to settle in, but he's starting to play a little bit better now, more consistently. Looks like this might be lagging a little bit, so I apologise if that's coming through. Bobby Mack, ball forward for Mars. Loads of space. Oh, you wonder if our winger could have got that, but Egan's there. He knocks it in. Oh, what a leap from the defender that was. De Silva Lopez back to Egg. He looked offside. Zelaw! Connor Egan looked offside to me, but that's 3. We're into the fourth round of the FA Cup now. Let's have another look at this. Oh, I think he's offside, but it wasn't given. Zelaw moves himself into space, knocks the third goal into the back of the net, and that is job done. Now Louis Brunt, can he add a fourth? Oh, What an effort that was. Off the crossbar. We are running rampant again, aren't we? This is remember, away to a championship club. So there's a crossfield ball for Njoku back to Louis Brunt. I really love the way that Brunt plays the deep lying playmaker role. He just always seems to be available. Cross in for Louis Mars. Oh! 4-0. We have broken the hearts of Rotherham, and they are just absolutely collapsing in front of us. I should say with Louis Brunt too, we did offer him. We had an option of another year, so we've extended that, or we've taken up that option. So he'll be with us next season as well. So that's nice. Like I say, I really like the way he plays the deep line playmaker role. Can we add a fifth? Zelaw knocks in the free kick for Connor Egan. Oh, straight at the keeper. Anywhere else you think that might have been 5. But we're running, as I said, running rampant right now. Rotherham have just collapsed. Zelaw out to Njoku. Can he find a pass? He can for Louis Mars. Louis Mars. Oh, almost 5. We almost deserve 5 the way this second half is unraveling for Rotherham, doesn't it? It's not a great corner. It's easily cleared. Can Brunt get there? It looks like he can. Can he find a pass? This is the last throws of the game. And there it is. We are in the FA Cup 4th round. The run continues. That's a club record 8 wins in a row as well. Give that a passionate well done, boys. That was happy with the result and the way we played. That was a championship club. So we can see a couple of League One games there. Doesn't really affect us too much. Luton were up there and they lost, so that's helpful. But I think we're looking now down to the 3rd, aren't we, to make sure that we stay clear of that. Rotherham hammered by Nottingham Forest. We're in the 3rd round. Sorry, we won the 3rd round. We're in the 4th round of the FA Cup. A little bit of prize money. And there we go. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I think it was more than profitable, wasn't it? 7 goals, none conceded. What a performance. So thumbs up if you've enjoyed that. Subscribe if you're new. You can see we're building to a really good club here, I think, and we're going to be in the Championship next season. We'll come back next episode. We want to continue the FA Cup run. So I think it's around about the Bradford City game. So what we might do is we might come back for the FA Cup game, and then if the Colchester game stays there, they're 3rd in the league, so that could be a good one to see as well. So that'll be Sunday, FA Cup 4th round, and of course, Colchester away. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Aussie Villain, and here are our best goals of December, and there's some good ones. Take care. Sky